how do you measure the girls? How do you do that? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janee if you're new, and welcome to a new video. I make content centered around my weight loss journey, beauty and lifestyle, and I hope you subscribe. So today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to measure yourself at home, how to get your own body measurements. So if you're interested to see my process on how I tape myself, then just keep on watching. So you guys, this video actually came from a request from a subscriber. So if you guys have any requests from me, any weight loss tips, if I have any knowledge on what you're requesting, then I will gladly make a video for you guys. I'm making this content for you guys. So drop your suggestions or your requests in the comments below. But yes, I had made a short, and I'll go ahead and throw the short right here, but I had made a short of me taping myself, of me getting my measurements and explaining where I tape myself at. And so the areas I tape myself at is my neck, my left and my right bicep, my chest, my waist, around my belly button because that's the biggest part of my abdomen, my hips, my left and right thigh, and my left and right calf. I track all those numbers and I put them in my scale app, which I talked about in yesterday's video on the 4 different ways you can track your weight loss journey. I will go ahead and throw that video right here in the cards above if you haven't already watched it. So as far as what I use to measure myself, I have a fabric tape. I'll go ahead and throw a link down in the description box below if you want to go ahead and buy one, but I just use a basic old fabric tape that I've had for years now, and I track it with my app that came with my scale, which I'll also link down in the description box below. It tracks my weight and it also tracks whatever measurements that I throw into there. I measure myself from top to bottom, and I made a short on that. And from that, it kind of blew up a bit. I think it has like over 2,000 views, and that's where the question came from. She asked, how do you measure the girls? How do you do that? Because she has issues with doing that. And then she asked me if I can go ahead and throw a video up for how I do it. So there you go. One, I used to work at Victoria's Secret. I used to measure people's bra size, so I kind of know a thing or two as far as measuring yourself. I mean, it's been some years, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I am not an expert at this, and I don't strive for perfection at this. I'm probably could adjust here or adjust there, but the numbers I get are good enough for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably go to my bathroom. That's normally where I measure myself at because I do it in front of a mirror. So I'm gonna go ahead and move us to my bathroom, and I'm gonna show you guys how I measure myself. One thing that I do is measure myself naked, and I normally measure and weigh myself first thing in the morning after I do my normal number 1 and number 2. Before I drink anything, before I eat anything, that's when I go ahead and get my weight and my measurements. So those are just a couple little tips for you guys with my process. But let's shift gears and move to my bathroom. Okay guys, so here is the tape that I'm using. Starting with my neck, we're gonna measure right at the Adam's apple and just make sure it's nice and even. If you look off to the side, I just grabbed 2 examples off of Google of where to measure yourself. So if you just want something a little clearer, just go ahead and Google it. Moving on to my bicep, I just measure at the biggest part of my arm. And this is my first voiceover, guys. I hope it's kind of good. Next, moving on to my chest, I just go pretty much right in the middle, like the picture is saying, and go across. Again, as you can see, it's not perfectly even, but it's good enough for me. I'm doing it myself, so yeah. And I'm just showing you it's in the middle. Next, for the waist, I just go where my waist naturally goes in. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that is the spot, but that's just where I like to measure at. Moving on to around my belly button, because that is the biggest part of my abdomen. So I'd like to know if that part is getting smaller. And this is why I don't focus too much on my waist, because I'm measuring in 2 different spots in my stomach area. Moving on to my hips, I go where my hips naturally poke out at the side, and I make sure it's even to where my behind is naturally poked out, like the furthest part it's poked out at. And as you can see when I'm spinning around, I'm just gonna adjust the tape. Again, it's not perfect, but it's again good enough for me. And this is how I learned to measure my entire body. When I was in the Army on the overweight program, I had to get weighed and taped all the time, and this is just how we did it. Moving on to my thigh, just go to the biggest part in the middle of my thigh, like the example is showing at the top. And I measure across. Moving on to my calf, I do the same thing. I go to the biggest part, the part where it sticks out the most of my calf, which is where the picture is pretty much showing, and I measure. So that's it, you guys. Really short and sweet video. I just wanted to show you guys how it is that I obtain my body measurements. Remember, you can go ahead and purchase the scale that has the app. In my description box below, I'll throw a link in for you guys, and then I'll also throw a link in for a body measurement tape. If you don't already have one and you want to just go ahead and order it, I'll throw those down in the description box below. If you have any further suggestions or things that you want to see from me, make sure you throw it in the comment section below. And while you're there, let me know, do you measure yourself? Is that a way that you like to track your weight loss progress? Let me know below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon. That way you're notified every single time I post a new video. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok. This is where I post more of a day-to-day what it is that I'm doing on my weight loss and fitness journey. So if you want to see more of a day-to-day, then go ahead and follow me on my socials. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.